Hey teachers, welcome. If you're looking for a really practical, hands-on way to teach that Georgia ELA standard on sentence structure, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're going to dive into a step-by-step guide you can literally use in your classroom tomorrow. So, here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this whole thing using that gradual release model we all know and love, right? We'll kick things off by really getting the what and why of the standard, then move through the teacher modeling and guided practice, and wrap it all up with independent work and, of course, how to know if your students really got it. All right, let's get into it. First things first, what is this standard really asking our kids to know and be able to do? Let's break it down. Okay, so at its heart, this standard is all about what some people call syntactic awareness. But in plain English, we're helping our students move from just being basic sentence builders to becoming like sophisticated sentence artists. They're going to learn how to build all kinds of sentences to get their ideas across with real clarity and power. Now, to teach this well, we've got to have a shared language. Think of these as the key words in our toolkit. These are the academic terms straight from the standard that we'll be using throughout the lesson. Everything from subject-verb agreement to pumping up sentences with adjectives and adverbs. And here's the most important part to remember. This is not just about grammar for grammar's sake. We've all been there. The real goal here is to empower our students, to give them the tools to make their own writing more powerful, clearer, and way more engaging for whoever's reading it. Okay, now for the I do part. This is where you, the teacher, takes center stage. Let's look at how you can model this whole strategy, starting with that explicit teacher-led instruction, where you do all the heavy lifting up front. Your prep for this is super simple, but it's really important. You're just going to make some word cards from a text you're already using in class. That way, it's relevant. Then you'll do a quick review of, hey, what makes a complete sentence? And boom, you're ready to hit them with the scrambled sentence puzzle. You can think of this lesson in two key parts. First, there's the teacher talk. That's you, doing the explicit modeling. And second, there's the hands-on building part, where the students get to actively move words and phrases around to build meaning themselves. So you put these cards up on the board, all jumbled up. This is the hands-on puzzle you're giving your students. It's really low stakes, it's fun, and it immediately gets them in a problem-solving mindset. All right, now we slide from I do into the collaborative we do phase. This is my favorite part. This is where you're guiding them through the thinking, and it's where the real learning magic happens. So you start by playing detective with the sentence. Instead of just giving them the answer, you ask these simple guiding questions. You'll start with, okay guys, who or what is doing something in this mess of words? This helps them lock on to the subject of the sentence first. And just by asking those questions, like what did the fox do and where did it run, your students will put the puzzle together and arrive at the correct sentence. I mean, that first step is a huge win. They've successfully unscrambled the words to make meaning. But wait, we're not stopping there. Oh no. Once they have a solid, simple sentence, you challenge them, you level them up. You ask, okay, that's a great sentence, but how could we turn this into a compound sentence? How can we add another idea to this one? And now you're on to the next step. You guide them to connect two related ideas. And you make sure they're using the right tools for the job. You know, a comma and a joining word like so. So for the final step in our guided practice, we're going to push them to get even fancier. We want more detail. The question now becomes, how can we add some spice to this? How can we paint a really clear picture for our reader? And would you look at that? What an amazing transformation. By guiding them to add juicy adjectives like sly and unobservant, and an adverb like quickly, the sentence just comes alive. It's so much more descriptive and honestly, so much more fun to read. So after all that awesome guided practice, it's finally time to release that responsibility and move into the you do part of the lesson. This is where students get to take what they've learned and try it out all on their own. And you've got so many options here. You could have them hunt for mentor sentences in their own library books. You could have them practice expanding simple sentences, or maybe even give them new sets of word cards to build with. This is a fantastic place to differentiate based on what your kids need. And finally, the big question, how do we know if it actually worked? Let's talk about that crucial last step, checking for mastery. What should we be looking for and listening for to know they've got it? You know, this question right here, this is gold. After a student revises a sentence, whether it's with you or on their own, asking them to explain how it's different forces them to really think about the impact of the changes they made. It's super powerful. The absolute key here is to listen for the why behind their choices. See, mastery isn't just that they added an adjective, it's that they can tell you why they did it, that the adjective helps the reader get a better picture, or that it adds a really important detail. That's when you know they've got it. And hey, if you want a super quick, practical way to check for understanding, here is an exit ticket you can use tomorrow. Just have your students grab one simple sentence from a book they're reading and expand it. This will give you instant data on who's ready to move on and who might need a little more help. So there you have it. This gives you the whole framework, a step-by-step model for teaching sentence structure in a way that's really engaging, really hands-on, and really effective. And the final thought I'll leave you with is this. How are you going to take these ideas and use them to empower your students to become those amazing sentence artists?